You know, usually when we talk about a medical diagnosis, there's this underlying expectation of like precision.
Right. Yeah. It's almost
Like,
like engineering.
exactly. You fall off a bike, you break your arm, and the x-ray shows that jagged white line on the screen.
And the doctor just points at it and says, there it is. That's the break.
Yeah, it's incredibly binary. Broken or not broken?
You don't usually debate the existential nature of the fracture?
No, you don't. It's clean. And frankly, I mean, it's comforting.
Oh, absolutely.
We like things to be visible. We like them neatly categorized into a little box with a clear label.
Right.
But then you step into the world of criminal law, and suddenly that x-ray machine is just completely shattered.
Yeah, it really is. It is the absolute definition of diagnostic muddy waters.
Because we aren't just looking at the single person who pulled a trigger
All right.
or the single person who physically hotwired a stolen car.
No, the law recognizes that crimes don't happen in a vacuum.
Exactly. We're looking at this incredibly murky landscape of guilt and blame.
And human intention. You have to evaluate everyone standing in the shadows around the main event.
There's a whole ecosystem of, enablers and planners and cheerleaders.
And suppliers, too.
Right. And that ecosystem is exactly what we're unpacking today. So welcome to the deep dive.
Glad to be here.
If you're listening to this, you are likely in the trenches preparing for the multi-state bar examination, the MBE.
Which is a gauntlet. It really is.
It's a total gauntlet, and we know our mission today. We want to help you prepare for this specific test.
Because the MBE is not just testing whether you know the law.
No, it's testing whether you can spot the trick.
Exactly. The hyper-specific, razor-thin exceptions that they bury in a mountain of distracting facts.
So let's lay out the ground rules for today's deep dive. We are keeping it simple.
Very simple.
We will only use simple English. We will use simple grammar.
Yes. No big, confusing legal words whenever we can avoid them.
Right. We want this to be clear, and we will recap the rules very often.
That's crucial for memorization. We will stop and recap all the time.
So you can really lock it in your brain. Our topic today is accomplice liability.
Which basically means, when can you be punished for a crime that someone else committed?
Right. And the hook here, the reason you need to pay attention, is that the law has many tricks to trap people.
So many traps.
Sometimes just selling a common everyday item to a bad person can make you guilty.
Oh, yeah. Or sometimes being miles and miles away from the crime scene still makes you completely guilty.
Which feels crazy, but it's true. And we promise to point out exactly where the MBE tries to trick test takers on these points.
Let's jump right in.
Okay, Section 1. To really grasp how the MBE tests this, we actually have to take a quick trip back in time.
Yes, the history is super important here.
The bar examiners absolutely love to test the difference between old history of the common law and today, which is modern statutes.
Right. If you don't know the difference between the two, you're going to fall for their trap answers.
So let's look at the old history first, the common law.
Under the old common law, the courts were incredibly strict about categorizing the people involved in a felony.
They divided everyone into 4 distinct buckets, right?
Exactly. 4 very rigid buckets. I'll break them down in simple terms.
Actually, I always picture this like casting a movie, like a classic movie heist. Let's cast our 4 common law categories.
I love that. Okay, let's walk through the 4 roles using your heist. The very first category was the principal in the first degree.
Okay, so the principal in the first degree is the safecracker.
Right.
This is the person actually doing the bad act.
Yeah.
They are inside the bank vault, grabbing the cash.
Spot on. They are the primary actor. Then you have the second category, the principal in the second degree.
And who is that?
This is the person who helps and is right there at the scene.
Oh, okay. So sticking with the heist, this is the lookout.
Exactly.
They are standing by the front doors of the bank. They aren't stealing the money themselves, but they are helping, and they are right there at the scene.
Yes, physical presence is the key there. Now we step away from the scene for the third category.
Which is?
The accessory before the fact. This is the person who helps plan the crime, but they stay home.
Ah, the criminal mastermind.
Right.
They bought the blueprints, they hired the safecracker. But during the robbery, they are sitting on a beach in a different country.
They helped before the fact. They are nowhere near the scene.
Makes sense. What's the last one?
The fourth category is the accessory after the fact. This is the person who helps hide the criminal later.
Okay, so the getaway driver who hides them in a cabin weeks later.
Exactly. That's the complete common law cast. Safecracker, lookout, mastermind, and the cleaner.
So why did the old law care so much about these 4 buckets?
Well, it created a massive rule, a huge trick for the MBE. Under Old Common Law, the helper, the accessory, could not be found guilty unless the main guy was found guilty first.
Wait, really?
Yes, it was a huge procedural loophole.
Let me wrap my head around this. You're saying that if the police arrested the mastermind on the beach, they couldn't actually punish him unless they caught the safecracker first.
That's exactly how it worked. If the main guy ran away and was never caught, the helper walked free.
That is a staggering loophole. The mastermind can just pay the safecracker to hide forever, and the mastermind is totally immune.
That was an absurd outcome, which is why modern statutes changed it.
Okay, so how did today's law fix this?
Most places today threw away those first 3 categories entirely.
So they just toss him out.
Yeah. Now, the main doer, the lookout, and the mastermind are all just called parties to the crime. They are lumped together.
But wait, let me push back on this because I want to make sure I understand the MBE trick.
Go ahead.
So today, under modern law, if the main guy, the safecracker, runs away and is never caught, or even crazier, what if he goes to trial and wins? Can the police still punish the helper?
Yes, absolutely.
Wow. Even if the main guy is declared not guilty.
Yes. This is a major modern change and a highly tested MBE rule. The helper can go down even if the main guy goes free.
Okay, let's stop and recap this section for the listener. This is huge.
Good idea.
Old law. 4 types of people. And the helper needed the main guy to be guilty first.
Right.
Modern law. Helpers and doers are lumped together. The helper can go to prison even if the main guy goes free.
Exactly. The only one still treated differently today is that 4th category, the after-the-fact helper. We'll get to them later.
Perfect recap. Keep that in your notes.
Sure.
Okay, section 2. Now that we know modern law groups everyone together, we need to carefully define who is the main actor.
Yes, we need to define the principal.
So, in simple English, who is the principal?
The principal is the person who actually does the act that causes the harm. And they have the bad mental state, the intent.
The doer with a bad mind.
Right. But here is the trick. They do not even need to be at the scene of the crime when the harm happened.
Like setting a bomb on a timer and driving away.
Exactly. But the MBE takes it a step further with a very tricky rule called the innocent agent rule.
The innocent agent? What is that?
What if you use someone else to do your dirty work and that person has absolutely no idea they are doing a crime?
Oh, this is the classic poison example, isn't it?
Yes, let's walk through it.
Okay, so person A wants to kill person C.
Right.
Person A puts poison in a drink. He gives the drink to person B. And he tells person B, hey, give this to person C.
And person B has no idea about the poison.
Right, they think it's just normal juice. Person B gives it to person C. Person C dies.
So for the listener, who is the principal here? Who is the main doer?
Well, person B physically handed the poison over.
But person B did not know. They had no bad intent.
So the law says person A is the principal.
Exactly. Person A acted through an innocent agent.
I love to compare this to using a remote control.
Oh, that's a great analogy.
Yeah, if you use a remote control to drive a toy car into a window and break it, the remote control isn't guilty of breaking the window.
Right. The remote control is just a tool.
You are guilty. You push the buttons.
Yeah.
The innocent person is just a human remote control.
Yes. And it's not just innocent people. What if person B was sick in the head and didn't understand what they were doing?
Like a severe mental defect?
Right. Or what if person A held a gun to person B's head and forced them to do it?
So they were unwilling.
Exactly. In all these cases, innocent, irresponsible, or forced person A is still the principal.
Because person B is just a tool.
Exactly.
Okay, time to stop and recap.
Let's do it.
The principal is the main doer. If you use an innocent, crazy, or unwilling person to do the crime for you, you are the principal, not them.
Yes. Keep a big note of this for the MBE. Don't let the physical absence of the bad guy trick you.
All right, section 3. We know who the main doer is, but what if you just help?
This leads us to the most tested area. What exactly makes you an accomplice?
An accomplice. Let's define it simply.
An accomplice is someone who aids, counsels, or encourages the principal.
So helping, giving advice, or just cheering them on.
Right. And this must happen before or during the crime.
Okay, seems simple enough, but I know there's a catch.
There is a massive catch. This is the hardest MBE concept today. You must write this down.
I'm ready.
It's called the dual intent rule. To be guilty as an accomplice, you need T2O types of intent in your mind at the same time.
Dual intent. two intents. What are they?
Number 1, intent to assist the principal. You have to want to help.
Okay, that's obvious. If I drop a crowbar by accident and a burglar uses it, I didn't intend to help.
Exactly. But number 2 is the tricky part. You also need the intent that the principal actually commits the crime.
Intent that the crime actually happens.
Yes. You must want the bad result to occur.
Okay, I have a question about this.
Go ahead.
What if the crime wasn't on purpose?
Right.
What if it was a crime of being reckless?
Yeah.
Like a reckless car crash. I can't intend for an accident to happen.
That is a very high-level MBE question. The rule adapts here.
How does it adapt?
The helper must intend to make the action easier. They must facilitate it. And D, the helper must act with the same recklessness or negligence that the crime requires.
Oh, I see. So if I yell at my friend to street race and he crashes and kills someone?
Right. You intended to encourage the racing, and you shared that reckless mindset. So you are an accomplice to the reckless manslaughter.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Let's move to a huge MBE testing area for this dual intent rule. Selling goods.
Yes. Provision of materials.
I'm going to ask a simple question. Is just knowing about a crime enough to make you guilty?
Well, let's use an example.
Okay, the gas station example. I love this one. Let's say I run a gas station.
Okay.
A guy comes in, buys a normal can of gas for a normal price, just $5. And he says to me, I'm going to take this gas and burn down a house.
So he straight up tells you?
Yeah. If I sell it to him anyway, am I an accomplice to arson? I knew about the crime.
The answer is no.
No. Why not?
Because mere knowledge is not enough if you are just selling normal goods at normal prices.
But I gave him the gas.
Yes, you had the intent to sell the gas. But did you have the intent that he burned down the house?
Well, no, I don't care about the house. I just wanted my $5.
Exactly. You lack the second intent. You lack the intent that the crime happens.
So the law protects regular business owners.
Yes, it protects the stream of commerce. But there is an exception.
When does selling something make you guilty?
When you have what the law calls a stake in the venture.
A stake in the venture. What does that mean?
It means you want the crime to succeed because you benefit from it. There are 2 exceptions the MBE will test.
What's the first one?
First, the item is illegal to sell in the first place. Like stolen explosives, you can't claim you're just a normal merchant then.
Right. That makes sense. What's the second exception?
Second, you sell a legal item, but you charge a much higher price because you know what they are using it for.
Oh, so back to the gas station. If the guy says, I'm going to commit arson, and I say, oh, well, then this gas costs $50 instead of $5.
Exactly. If you charge double or triple because of the crime, you are extracting extra profit from his illegal plan.
I am price gouging him based on his crime.
Yes, that shows you have a stake in the crime. That proves your intent to help.
Wow, that is a subtle trick.
It's highly tested.
Okay, time to stop and recap Section 3.
Go for it.
Accomplice needs dual intent. Intend to help, plus intend the crime happens.
Right.
Just knowing is not enough. Selling normal things at normal prices is safe, but charging extra money because of the crime makes you guilty.
Perfect. Write that down, listeners.
All right, Section 4. How far does the blame go?
This is the scope of liability.
So you had the dual intent, you helped, you are an accomplice. Now, what exactly are you on the hook for?
The rule here is the foreseeability rule.
Foreseeability. Explain that simply.
You are guilty for the crime you helped with, PLES, any other crimes that happen, as long as they were probable or foreseeable.
As long as a normal person could guess they might happen.
Exactly.
Let's use the spreading fire example from the source text. You tell your friend to burn down house A. You pay him to do it. The friend does it. But the wind is blowing, and the fire spreads and burns down house B next door.
A totally different house.
Right. Are you guilty for house B too? Even though you only paid for house A?
Yes, you are completely guilty of both.
Because it is totally foreseeable that fire spreads.
Exactly. Stress this to the listener. The MBE loves to test if the extra crime was a natural result of the first crime.
Like giving someone a gun for a robbery and they shoot someone.
Yes. You didn't want a murder, but a murder is a foreseeable result of an armed robbery. You are guilty.
Okay, I have a tricky question for you on this.
Shoot.
What if the law says I literally cannot be the principal for a certain crime?
Yes.
Can I still be an accomplice?
Yes.
Really? How does that work?
Let's look at an old common law example and then a modern one. Under old common law, a woman could not be charged as the main doer, the principal of rape.
Because of how the law was written back then?
Right. But she could be charged as an accomplice to it if she helped a man commit it.
Oh, wow. So her personal inability to do it didn't save her,
Exactly. And a modern example is public corruption.
like bribing a mayor.
Yes. Say a law makes it a crime for a public official to accept a bribe. You are a private citizen. You cannot legally commit that crime as the main doer.
Because I'm not a public official.
Right. But if you help the mayor hide his bribe money, you are an accomplice to his crime.
Got it. The rule is, your inability to do the crime yourself does not stop you from being guilty of helping.
That is exactly the rule.
Awesome. Let's stop and recap Section 4.
Keep it simple.
Scope of liability. You pay for the crime you planned, any extra crimes that were probable to happen, like spreading fire.
Right.
And even if you cannot legally be the main doer, you can still be the helper.
Excellent recap. Let's move on.
Section 5. The exceptions.
Ah, the escape hatches.
Right. We just learned the net of liability is very wide. Fire spreads, blame spreads. But the law has exceptions.
Yes, situations where you are not an accomplice, even if you helped.
This is crucial for the MBE. What is the first exception?
It's called members of a protected class.
Protected class. What does that mean?
Some laws are written specifically to protect a certain group of weak or exploited people.
Okay.
If the law is meant to protect you, you are immune from being an accomplice.
Let's use the transport example.
Let's hear it.
A man moves a woman across state lines for bad, immoral purposes, like trafficking.
Right.
But the woman actually agrees. She encourages him and helps him buy the train tickets to do it. Is the woman an accomplice to the crime?
The analysis says no, she is not an accomplice.
But she helped. She had the intent.
Mechanically, yes. But the law was made to protect women from being exploited in this exact way.
Oh, I see.
You cannot be punished for helping someone exploit you. If the law is built to protect your class, you get a pass.
Like statutory rape laws protecting minors. Even if the minor helps rent the hotel room, they aren't an accomplice.
Exactly right.
Okay, what is the second exception?
It has a clunky name. Necessary parties not provided for.
Explain that in simple English, please.
Some crimes absolutely need two people to happen, like buying and selling.
Right, you can't have a sale with only one person.
Exactly. So let's use the drug sale example.
Okay. If I ask someone to sell me illegal drugs, and they do, we both get arrested.
Right.
Now, the law says selling drugs is a crime. It does not explicitly say buying drugs is a crime. Am I an accomplice to their sale?
No, you are not.
But I gave them the money. I made the sale happen.
Yes, but think about it. Since a sale always requires a buyer, the lawmakers knew that.
Right.
If the lawmakers wanted the buyer in trouble for the sale, they would have written it in the law. Since they only mentioned the seller, they left the buyer out on purpose.
That is fascinating. So I can't be an accomplice to the sale.
Correct. Now, you'll still get charged for possessing the drugs, but not for helping the sale.
That is a very thin line, but super important for the MBE.
Very important.
Let's stop and recap Section 5.
Do it.
Two big exceptions. First, if the law is built to protect you, you are safe. Second, if the crime takes two people, like selling, and the law only mentions punishing one side, the other side is safe.
Perfect.
Section 6, changing your mind.
This is called withdrawal.
Okay, so what if you do not fit into those exceptions? You helped, but then you feel bad. You want to stop. Can you hit the undo button?
Yes, you can. The law wants to encourage people to stop crimes.
But I'm sure there are strict rules.
Very strict. The golden rule of withdrawal is timing.
When do I have to do it?
You must withdraw before the main person actually commits the crime, and it must be voluntary.
Okay, early and voluntary. How do I actually do it?
It depends on how you helped. There are 3 methods. Let's walk through them simply.
Okay, method 1. What if I only used words to encourage them?
If you only used words, you must use words to take it back. You must repudiate.
Repudiate. Just tell them I changed my mind.
Yes. Tell them I was wrong. Do not do it. Words cancel out words.
Simple enough. What is method 2? What if I gave them things like material?
Like a key or a crowbar. Then you must try to get the things back. You have to neutralize the help.
I have to literally take the crowbar away from them.
Yes. You must put things back the way they were.
Okay, but what if I can't? What if they ran off with my crowbar? What is method 3?
If you cannot do the first 2, you must tell the police or take big steps to stop the crime.
Okay, tell the cops.
No.
So, take back words, take back items, or call the police.
Exactly. Let's apply this with the gun example. The MBE loves this setup.
I'm ready. Let's hear the facts.
Person A tells person B to kill person C.
Okay.
Person A gives person B a gun.
So person A is definitely an accomplice right now.
Yes. But later, person A feels bad. He tells person B, don't do it. He takes back his words.
That's method 1 done.
Right. He also takes his gun back from person B.
Method 2 done. He neutralized the help.
Exactly. But here's the trick. Person B is still mad, so person B goes and buys a totally different gun from a store and kills person C anyway.
Oh, wow.
Is person A guilty of murder?
Let me think. My gut says yes because he started the whole thing.
That's what the MBE wants you to think. But the real answer is no.
No. Person A is safe.
Completely safe. Why? Because he did everything right. He took back his words and he took back his gun.
Oh. He did it before the crime happened.
Yes, he did it before the chain of events became unstoppable. The fact that the main guy found another way does not ruin person A's withdrawal.
Wow, so the law rewards him for hitting the undo button, even if the victim still died.
Yes. If the law didn't reward him, nobody would ever try to stop a crime they helped start.
That makes total sense. Let's stop and recap Section 6.
Go ahead.
To hit undo, you must take back your words, take back your items, or call the cops.
Right.
And you must do it early, before the crime becomes unstoppable. Even if the bad guy succeeds another way, you are still safe.
Perfect. Write that down in big letters.
Okay, we are on the final section. Section 7.
We saved this for last because it happens after the crime.
Right. We covered before and during. Now we are on the accessory after the fact.
Let's define it simply.
You receive, comfort, or assist someone.
Yes. And you must know they are a criminal.
Okay.
And your goal must be to help them escape, arrest, or trial.
Like hiding them in my basement when the cops are searching the street.
Exactly. But there is a massive MBE timing trick here.
What's the trick?
The crime must be completely finished before you help them, and it must be a felony.
Wait, what do you mean completely finished?
If the bank robber is still running down the alley away from the bank, the crime is still happening.
The escape is part of the crime.
Yes. If you pick him up in the alley, you are helping during the crime. You are a regular accomplice facing 20 years.
Oh, wow. So I'm on the hook for the whole robbery.
Exactly. But if he sleeps in a safe house for 2 days, and then you drive him out of town?
Then the crime is totally over.
Right. Now you are an accessory after the fact.
That is a huge difference. The timeline is everything.
It really is. And today, this usually isn't even called accessory anymore.
What are the modern names for it?
Modern statutes call it harboring a fugitive or obstructing justice.
And the punishment is totally different.
It's very different. The punishment is usually low, maybe a maximum of 5 years. And it has nothing to do with the main crime.
You are just being punished for lying to the cops, basically.
Yes, exactly. Not for the murder or robbery.
And there's one more rule here, right? The family exemption.
Yes, an interesting history fact. Under old common law, only a wife or husband was exempt from this crime.
So a mother could go to jail for hiding her son.
Yes, under old law. But today, most modern laws exempt all close relatives.
So parents, kids, brothers, sisters.
Right. You usually won't go to jail just for hiding your brother in the attic. The law recognizes family loyalty.
That's actually really human of the law.
It is.
Okay, let's stop and recap this final section.
Let's do.
Accessory after the fact is helping a known felon escape.
Right.
The main crime must be totally over, not just escaping the scene.
Yes.
And close family members usually get a pass.
Spot on. That covers everything.
Wow. We made it. It is time for the final, massive, super fast review of the whole deep dive.
Listeners, pens ready.
Here we go. Principal equals the main doer. They could use an innocent remote control agent to do it.
Correct.
Accomplice equals the helper before or during. They need dual intent. Intent to help, intent. Crime happens.
Yeah.
Selling
Right.
normal things isn't a crime unless you overcharge and get a stake in the venture.
Very important.
Scope of liability.
Right.
You pay for foreseeable extra crimes like spreading fire.
Right.
Withdrawal.
Yeah.
Hit the undo button by taking back words and items before it's too late.
Yes.
An accessory after the fact, helping them hide after the crime is totally finished.
You absolutely nailed it.
Thank you.
Listeners, you now have the tools to spot the tricks on the test.
So many tricks.
Look out for the gas station clerk, look for the innocent remote control agent, and keep an eye out for that spreading fire. You can do this.
Absolutely. And as we sign off, I want to leave you with a final thought to chew on.
Let's hear it.
Think about how hard it must be for a jury in the real world
Yeah.
to actually read someone's mind.
Oh, it's nearly impossible.
The law says selling a hammer at a hardware store isn't a crime unless you have the intent to help a bad guy.
Right.
But how do you ever really prove what the store clerk was thinking in that split second at the cash register?
You can't put their brain under a microscope.
Exactly. The rules are so neat and clean on paper, but human minds are just incredibly messy.
They really are.
Keep that in mind as you study. These are rules built for a messy world. Good luck on your studying, everybody. We will see you next time.